Hey guys, today's third question is how will GST impact local self-governing bodies? Critically examine. So, as we all know, on July 1st onwards, GST is in place in India, which will subsume all the indirect taxes in India and make India an one nation, one tax compliant country. So, let us see what are the answers written by the some of the students here. If I have found a very good answer here. Yes, so the introduction goes on as follows. The Goods and Services Tax 2017, which will subsume all the indirect taxes of state and central governments. Excuse me, the Goods and Services Tax 2017, which will subsume all the indirect taxes of the state and central government, reducing cascading effect of taxes, which will certainly reduce the burden of tax filings and increase India's GDP. So, I'm sorry. So the goods and services taxes 2017, which has come into effect on July 1st, what it will do is it will subsume it will take into itself several. It will take into itself all the indirect taxes which had been earlier imposed by the state government, like entertainment tax, octroi tax, entry tax, VAT, and several state central governments indirect taxes like service tax, additional custom duties, excise tax, etc. into itself. And it by doing this, it will reduce cascading effect of taxes. Cascading effect of taxes is multiple taxes, the tax on taxes, which was there, various surges and cesses were there. So all of them will be subsumed by the GST, and this will improve the tax compliance. By doing this, a wider amount of people can be brought into the tax net. As per one government report, only 4% of the earning Indians pay indirect taxes. So, and this will, by bringing more amount of people, by ensuring tax compliance and bringing more amount of people, a larger amount of citizens and companies into the tax net, India's GDP can be increased. So in short, the introduction should be, as we have already discussed, one or two sentence. So we can write, the Goods and Services Taxes 2017, which has been introduced by the Indian government, will subsume all the state and central and state indirect taxes, which will ensure increase in GDP in the long run. So it is a short and effective introduction. We can write. So question was, what are the impact of GST on local self government bodies? So what are local self government bodies? India is a unique country in a way that we have a three-tier government. In no country in the world there is a three-tier government. Only India is having a three-tier government, that is the urban local bodies and village local bodies, that is panchayats. So what are the impacts? Let's see. No proper foolproof mechanism for the devolution of GST share to the local bodies. So there is in the GST document, there is no mechanism provided by which the GST share, the share of the goods and services tax collected by the central and state governments, that share should be given to the local bodies. But there is no clause like that, nothing, no provision for this, for this to happen. So it is a blot on fruit. This is a blot on the very existence of the local in the local bodies in India. So by this, local bodies will become more weaker and will be totally dependent on the grants given by the state. So that, and thus the service delivery systems mechanisms of the local governments will be a nightmare. And thus the present regime will stifle the financial autonomy of the local bodies, and will lead to imbalance and weak urban governance. So various experts on rural and urban governments and the Punchi Commission, Sarkaria Commission, and the 14th Finance Commission as well stated that it is important to provide urban local bodies financial autonomy. But as per the provisions of GST, there is no mechanism they provided that compulsorily the GST share should go to the local bodies. So thus the financial autonomy of the urban local bodies will be stifled. As so, according to GST, states will have a constitutional share of GST from the center, but there is no such mechanism developed into the act for the urban local bodies. And many states like Maharashtra, Gujarat, etc. depend the urban local bodies in many states like Maharashtra and Gujarat depend heavily on octroi tax, entry tax, and lot of income is generated for them through this. But as these entry and octroi tax has been subsumed under the GST, it will be difficult for them to function in a financially autonomous manner. So what needs to be done is the spirit and aim of the constitutional status awarded to the local governments by the 73rd and 74th constitutional amendment is endangered now by GST. So it should be corrected as soon as possible, and we should empower the government should empower the local bodies by giving them by implementation of proper devolution of resources to it, also by giving it a lot of financial autonomy. Thank you.